Well, when a movie or TV show has the name M. Night Shyamalan attached to it, you can expect some amount of horror to be involved. And if you felt a little bit scared after watching 2 seasons of this show, we gotta tell you the big news that Servant is officially coming back with a 3rd season to scare fans with the trials and tribulations of the Turner family. Join us to see Servant 3 news, release dates, leaked info, and rumors. But first, this is a spoiler alert. There will be spoilers ahead from Season 1 and 2. Alright, you've been warned. When will Season 3 be released? From series creator Tony Basgallop and Academy Award nominated director and executive producer M. Night Shyamalan, Servant tells the haunting story of a struggling Philadelphia couple who, while mourning the death of their newborn child, unintentionally invite a mysterious force into their home. The psychological horror series features Lauren Ambrose, Toby Kebbell, NELL Tiger Free, and Rupert Grint as its leading cast. Apple had renewed Servant for a 3rd season back in December 2020. And now it's official that Servant Season 3 will be released on Apple TV on Friday, January 21st, 2022. After that, as with the prior seasons, Season 3 will feature 10 episodes and release a new one weekly every Friday. Season 3 cast. Much of the same main cast will return for the 3rd season of the horror thriller. Toby Kebbell and Lauren Ambrose will make their returns as Sean and Dorothy Turner, a married couple who grieve the loss of their infant son with a realistic-seeming reborn doll. Of course, the series also stars NELL Tiger Free as Leanne Grayson, a nanny hired to care for the reborn doll, but seems to be the cause of the mysterious occurrences in the Turners' lives. Rupert Grint will also come back as Dorothy's brother, Julian Pierce, who is suspicious of Leanne. Rupert's performance has been incredibly celebrated in the series. He even won the Best Supporting Actor in a Streaming Series Drama Award at the 2021 Hollywood Critics Association Awards. It's also repeated that Mr. Robot star Sunita Mani will join the Servant cast for the 3rd installment. What should we be waiting for? The show was designed to be bizarre and mysterious, so even the cast members themselves often have no idea what's going on. As Rupert Grint said that he and his fellow cast members receive their scripts one at a time. They know as much about the show overall as the audience does. So it's impossible to predict exactly what's going to happen. That being said, we know this show is halfway through its planned run. The first 2 seasons have been building up to a big showdown between the Turners and the secretive religious cult with Leanne stuck somewhere in the middle. Apple TV dropped the trailer for the 3rd season back in October. In an Instagram post along with the teaser, the show's official account begged the question, will the Turners ever be a normal family? While the 1st season of Servant showed how Leanne's super serious care for the doll brought it to life, and she returned to the cult that she was raised in, Season 2 picked up on the cliffhanger where Leanne and Jericho were missing. Season 2 ended with Leanne's aunt Josephine returning to try to win the nanny back into the cult. After a struggle between the family, Josephine is seemingly killed. The season finale ended with Leanne's family returning Jericho and telling the Turners they'd be a family, as Josephine's body is shown in hiding. The trailer for the Season 3 shows Leanne having nightmares about her aunt. A voiceover also reveals that it takes place 3 months after the events of the 2nd season. If the rest were going to come for you, wouldn't they have done so already? Dorothy asked Leanne. Sean also shows optimism about becoming a normal family, but Leanne is still clearly nervous. Near the end of the trailer, Leanne swears to protect the family. The trailer teases the price for Jericho's mysterious return and the consequences of it. Leanne continues to bring forth an unknown power to the home and apparently draws her dark past back to haunt them all. If you've been waiting for the new synopsis, here you go. 3 months after we leave the Turner household in Season 2, things appear to be back to normal. Dorothy and Sean dote on Jericho, Julian has a new girlfriend, and Leanne has moved back into the brownstone. With the threat of the cult looming and suspicious visitors staked out in the nearby park, Leanne does everything she can to feel secure, ultimately causing more chaos for the Turner family. As Sean starts trusting in Leanne's powers, Dorothy feels increasingly threatened and worried for Jericho's safety. While the Turner struggles to keep their family whole, they must come to terms with the costs of Jericho's return. Be careful what you wish for. Is it all just Sean's imagination? Just like any other series, Servant has an audience who can never stop thinking about theories. Moreover, this is the show that needs overthinking to catch the idea. One Reddit theory presents a grim reality for Sean. It states that Sean's family and his nanny burned to death in a fire shortly after the birth of baby Jericho. In the first season, Leanne hung a hay cross in her room in the Turner home, and the theory believes this cross was the cause of the fire. The theory goes on to state that the daily luxuries the Turner family enjoys are part of the fantasy. It even states that it's Sean, not Dorothy, who constantly watches the countless DVDs of her former news reports. It's the only connection Sean has left to her. There are some unusual elements of Sean's stories that back up this theory. For one, Sean rarely leaves the house in Servant. The audience rarely sees him leave the house, only once with Dorothy, and once for a business trip. Beyond that, Sean works from home. He interacts with few people, and they always come to him. Simply put, Sean just doesn't interact with the outside world very often. So this is the cause for the warranted suspicion. Besides that, for being a show that revolves around Dorothy's inability to cope with the loss of Jericho, Servant makes what has to be a very intentional choice to focus the majority of the plot on Sean. The more the show progresses, the more it seems to focus its lens on Sean. The episode Spaceman from Season 2 ends with Sean receiving a call from Leanne. It's the first correspondence that he or Dorothy has gotten from her since she ran off with the baby. The audience only sees a brief conversation in which Leanne specifically asks why Sean hasn't told Dorothy what she's done. Is Leanne Devil's friend? There is another Reddit theory that believes that Leanne and her cult are servants of the devil. The theory draws its claim from the way that it mirrors the iconic horror movie Rosemary's Baby. The theory posits that Jericho is the son of Satan, and he sent Leanne to keep an eye on the baby. That way, she can ensure the baby grows up healthy and can invoke his father's chaotic will on the world when he grows up. Actually, Shyamalan has confirmed that this show has biblical roots. As he said, it's a biblical story set in Philadelphia brownstone. While biblical stories may evoke images of angels and saviors, the devil also originated in the Bible. The show's costume designer has also confirmed that Servant is inspired by Rosemary's Baby. That horror movie is known for its satanic themes, further proving the idea that the devil might be behind the greater events of Servant. Leanne has shown time and again how much she reveres the Bible, but she never uses it in a positive light. She seems to use her faith as a way to punish and torment others, which is in line with the works of Satan. So, there is a good chance Leanne and her cult are working for the devil, which still leads to a number of questions, like is baby Jericho the son of Satan? With many people committing terrible sins in their lifetime, why did the cult sink its claws into the Turners? What is the extent of Leanne's dark and satanic powers? As Shyamalan has proven time and time again with his previous supernatural themed works, the audience can expect some unusual answers to these questions. That said, fans will need to be a little more patient as Servant continues to unravel the mystery of Leanne and her cult. What do you think about Servant? Are you a little bit frightened? Let us know in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, please remember to like and share and hit that bell so that you're notified every time we post a new video. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.